Hey, what's up, guys? Just wanted to do a quick little update of the game room. Someone on the John's Arcade forum had asked me if I could do like a quick little walkthrough of all the games. So we will start with Cubert Cocktail. The last video I had, the sound on this thing didn't work, and the game stopped working shortly thereafter. So it's working, but as you hear, I mean, with Cuberts, I mean, they're kind of a mind of their own. In a track mode, it'll do, it'll play different kind of sounds and whatnot, but it's got the Doyle multi-kit in it. The cocktail artwork's super cool. I love this thing. A lot of people aren't fans of it, but I think it's super, super cool. It's cool to have a working Cubert in the lineup again. Next to that is the Versus Red Tent. It's basically the cocktail version of the Nintendo Dual System, and it's got Balloon Fight in it, which is my favorite Versus system game. That and RBI Baseball is what I play the most. Usually on this thing, I've got Dr. Mario on this side and Super Mario Brothers on the other side running. Dr. Mario is my wife's favorite game, so and my kids love playing Super Mario Brothers. So if you've got the space, you got to get a red tent. It just makes swapping games super easy. I mean, these things, look at it, it's freaking cool. But yeah, you just sit down, flip this little lid part of it up, and you can swap the games out literally in 10 seconds. So, like I said, if you've got the room, this is a no-brainer. The red tent is all kinds of awesome. So, next to that is Centipede Cabaret. This thing actually has the Braze multi-kit in it. So, you press the 1 and 2 player start buttons at the same time, and Millipede comes up. It's a super awesome kit. I love it, and it's just one of those things. If you have a Centipede or a Millipede, you got to get that kit. It's good to have both of them. The bummer about this game is that the factory didn't install marquee lights where this marquee is, so I got to do that. There's an easy mod to do. There's already like a Molex coming out of the power supply, so I'm going to install a marquee light to kind of make that sort of pop. But these cabarets are cool. This one's got new old stock side art on it. And I had never seen that before, so it's just these Atari Cabarets with the 19-inch monitors. They are the business. So there's Centipede. Next to that is an Outrun Cabaret. Another game, for whatever reason, Sega didn't put lights in the marquee area, which is lame, because it would look so much cooler if that thing was lit up. And I'll do that. So Outrun's just one of those games I played a ton when I was a kid. So I had to get this game. I owned one, 6 or 7 years ago. It didn't save high scores, and it did not have the free play mod that it has now. So I got rid of it, and then the guys on the Claw forum, somebody came up. I can't remember, his name is escaping right now, so I apologize. But there's a free play mod with high score save now, so you can put this game on free play, and you can just hit start and play a game, and start a game up. It doesn't just sit in that static screen over and over and over. So Outrun for me, absolute classic. I was 6 years old when this game came out. So I mean, every pizza parlor that we went to, it was there. I used to play it all the time. These minis are just sweet. Next to that, it's Donkey Kong. I've got a Kong Off 2 marquee that's on top of this thing that was signed by all the guys that were at the Kong Off 2. But Donkey Kong, I mean, uber Nintendo classic. One of my favorite games. Got a lot of guys into this hobby too with the movie King of Kong. So I'm actually kind of thankful for Donkey Kong in that aspect of it. I mean, like I said, it brought a lot of guys to this hobby. It brought a lot of interest back to the arcades and arcade collecting. So yeah, Donkey Kong. Next to that's Robotron. The best Williams game, in my opinion. I need to replace the marquee bulb in that too, but I mean, it's Robotron. It's freaking awesome. This is actually going to be a complete restore. I don't know if you can see the side of the cabinet, but this whole cabinet's painted black. It was like that when I got it. The sticks need rebuilt, but I mean, other than that, it works. I did the lithium battery upgrade, and I mean, Robotron just freaking rocks. So next to that is Tubin. Tubin, I actually got this game for free, which was really, really cool. And if you can see, I don't know if the camera shows it, but the marquee is animated. It's got these 3 little drums that roll behind it, and they're silver, so when the light hits it, it kind of makes that waterfall effect go, which is really, really cool. Tubin's another one of those games, 2 players. This game is really, really, really fun. And there's no, you can see there's just buttons on the control panel. There's no joysticks or trackball. Just kind of paddle forward, backwards, throw beer cans at people. It's just one of those games you got a buddy over and you're drinking beers. It's super, super fun to play. And if you don't use the continue aspect of it, it's really, really fun just to put a credit in and see how far you can get. Next to that is Elevator Action. Elevator Action, actually one of my first memories of arcade games. When I was a kid, my grandpa worked in a dental office, and the game room that was there, it had an elevator action, and it had a track and field, and it had a Galaga, and it had a Yar Kung Fu. So I always wanted to get one of these just because I used to play it when I was a kid. And Elevator Action, it's a super fun game. I wish this thing had a high score save kit. Talking to guys, I guess it's really, really hard as far as the PCB's just got some weird stuff going on, and people have been trying to figure out how to make it work, and it hasn't been working out for people. So yeah, I mean, I play it, and I'm gonna put a little whiteboard up just to kind of save high scores for now. Next to that is Zookeeper, which is the best potato game there is. This cabinet is just freaking amazing. It's this bright, you can't really see it, it's this bright orange and blue. The side art is awesome. The game is absolutely fantastic. I had never played Zookeeper until, I think it was California Extreme 2007 or 8. I got hooked on it, and I started looking for one. And little did I know, these things are pretty hard to find. So I actually lucked out with mine. This guy had it in a convenience store for like 6 months, and I guess the store had to shut down, and it just sat in his house for the rest of the time. So it's in super, super good shape. I put the cordless phone battery mod in this thing, so it's been working rock solid the whole time. This monitor needs to get rebuilt, but other than that, Zookeeper frickin' rocks. Next to that is Hypersports. I gotta replace the bulb in that thing too. It's running a track and field PCB in it right now. This cabinet's cool. It's bright yellow. It's got that whole checker thing going on, which is fun. It just kind of screams 80s to me. But track and field is another one of those games. It was in that game room at the dental office that my grandpa worked in. So it was one of those games that I grew up playing, and I absolutely love this game. If you see, this game used to actually be owned by Hector Rodriguez, who's the world record holder in track and field. So the scores on this board are ridiculous. I mean, they're never going to get taken off of there. So it's kind of a cool thing to have. It's a fun story to tell. So I'll leave his initials and stuff. I won't erase those. It's something to shoot for. Next to that, Mario Brothers Wide Body. This is actually a cabinet that was built. The guy that I got it from, he built it, so you can see the wood is actually unfinished. It's a restore project that I want to do, but it works perfect and it looks great. It's perfect. It was built like a year ago, so super solid. It's got the Braze high score kit installed. It's actually free play, but I don't know why I never put this thing on free play. But Mario Brothers, I mean, another uber Nintendo classic, super, super fun, 2-player simultaneous game. I love it. I mean, I love playing this with friends. My kids love playing it. It's just one of those games that, I mean, if you get a chance to own one of these, do not pass it up. Next to that is 720. Another just kind of a cult classic game. My phone won't. There we go. This game there's kind of a cult following. People who remember this game love this game. And I love it too. It's just another one of those late Atari system games. The graphics are super, super cool. The sounds are great. All the different characters that are in the game are really, really fun. It's got this cool little 360 joystick. It's a really, really fun game, and it's got this ginormous 25-inch medium resolution monitor. So just a kick-ass cabinet. Really, really fun game. Next to that is Championship Sprint. I played the crap out of this game at the local roller rink. I actually learned how to play this game with roller skates on. Championship Sprint's basically the 2-player version of Super Sprint. It's got a couple different tracks, and there's some different upgrades, but if you played the 3-player version of Super Sprint, you've played this game. Everyone that comes over remembers this game, and it's one of the better party games. I need to cap this monitor. There's a little bit of fold over at the top of it, but super fun game. Another one of those late Atari classics. Next to that's Paperboy. For me, probably top 5 as far as my favorite games. Just a super cool game. It's got the handlebar controls. I actually have some new old stock handlebar grips I need to replace on this thing. But yeah, I mean, if you've played Paperboy before, I used to play this all the time on the NES, and I remember my dad playing this at like convenience stores when I was growing up. So another one of those games that I wanted to get when I first started collecting. This is another one of those games that I played at a bunch of California Extreme, and this is actually the cabinet that was there at the show the first year I went in 2006. I was lucky enough to get it. So this is just one of those games I'm never going to get rid of it. It's super cool. Next to that is Food Fight. And for me, I don't know if you can see it or not, Food Fight's, I mean, it's the coolest looking cabinet there is as far as arcade games go. I actually had never heard of Food Fight before until I went to California Extreme back in 2006 for the first time. I played it and I fell in love with it. It's a really fun game. Another one of those, it's got this cool little gibble joystick. And you're just you're this character, Charlie Chuck, and you run around throwing food at all these chefs trying to kill all of them. So just simple. I mean, run and get the food. My 5-year-old loves this game. And this is another one too. I mean, these things are getting harder to find. So if you have an opportunity to pick this thing up, and you can afford it, do it. You will not regret it. Next to that is Taxi Pinball. I'm not a huge pinball guy. This was the only pinball machine that I have memories of playing as far as like playing out in the wild. So when I decided I was going to get a pinball machine, this was the one that I got. It's a fun game. The rules are super simple. It's a hard game to finish though. It's one of those System 11, classic William pinball machine. In the 10 years I've been collecting arcade games, though, I never really got that pinball bug. So I've actually had some thoughts recently of getting rid of this thing. I don't know if I want to replace it with another pinball machine or just kind of get rid of it and just stick to video games. I mean, I'm a video game guy. But people who come over, they love playing pinball, so I don't know if I can get rid of this thing or not. But yeah, Taxi, it's a fun game. It's a cool theme. It's the Lola version, as you can see. She looks like Marilyn Monroe, but with red hair. And then she's down here on the playfield, Lola. And then next to that is NBA Jam Tournament Edition. This is the game that got me into collecting. This is the game that I wanted when I first decided I was going to buy an arcade game. I mean, if you were, like me, born early 80s, late 70s, I mean, you know all about this game. As far as like 90s gaming goes, NBA Jam, I mean, I don't think there's anything bigger than this. I mean, I'd read on the internet this game made $1 billion in quarters on location, which is just absolutely mind-blowing. This one has a topper. I only saw one of these out and about on a location that had a topper, so I remember seeing that. It's another one. I got all kinds of marquee lights out on these games. But yeah, I saw this topper and grabbed it. It kind of adds a little something to the cabinet. Tournament edition board's in this one, which I think is the better version of the two. I mean, it's got, the bigger rosters. I also have a max hang time board that I swap in and out of this. I got to get a switcher and put it in there so I don't have to move the cabinet away from the wall when I want to swap games out. But yeah, I mean, as far as 4-player games go, this is the ultimate game. NBA Jam is super fun. I just remember just loving this thing because when I would go, there was a restaurant where I grew up. I mean, you would go and you would, put your quarters in and, you put your initials and your birthday and it would save your scores. So, I mean, it would save your record. So you could go, I mean, I remember beating all 20, however many, I don't even remember how many teams were on this back then, 27 teams. I actually, played it enough at the one spot to where I beat, the entire game. So it was super cool. But yeah, that's the lineup right now. Everything's, like I said, everything's working, everything's playable. I mean, there's always stuff that needs to be done to these things, but I apologize for this video being so crappy. I'm on my stupid iPhone. But yeah, that's the game room. So thanks for checking out the video. If you guys want to check out our podcast, it's the Arcade Outsiders podcast. We do it live every Tuesday, 11 p.m. Eastern on allgames.com. You can find it on iTunes, or you can check out our website at arcadeoutsiders.com. So yeah, thanks for checking out the video, and I'll try and put some more videos up. I think I'm going to start doing some gameplay videos and whatnot. So appreciate the channel, or appreciate you checking out the channel. If you want to subscribe, go ahead and do that. And hopefully I'll have some videos out, some more videos out sooner rather than later. So thanks. See you guys.